We must break through the static. This isn't just repair.
No, not at all. It feels more like a distress flare, a manifesto.
Exactly. It's called Signal in the Static, and it really takes aim at the modern mental health landscape.
It really does. The authors use some very strong language. They call the system a meat grinder and a labyrinth.
And that really sets up the central conflict of the whole piece, doesn't it? This idea of the institutional machine versus the individual.
Yeah, the individual spirit, even.
Yeah.
The argument is that these huge systems, government agencies, insurance companies, even some care providers, are actually, well, they're stripping away autonomy.
And when they say autonomy, it's not just about, being able to come and go.
Right. It's the freedom to not be defined solely by your diagnosis.
The text gets into this idea of the revolving door of care, the 10-day inpatient cycle.
Which a lot of people in the industry will recognize.
Right.
The model is often just about stabilizing a crisis. It's not about solving the root problem.
So it's management, not healing.
Exactly. And the manifesto's point is that this traps people. They just become permanent patients instead of people on a path to recovery.
So if the machine isn't providing that deeper care, it creates a vacuum.
It does. And that's where the source pivots to what I think is its most important concept, the invisible frontline.
This was the part that really stood out to me, because they're not asking for more money for the big agencies.
Not at all. They're pointing to the people who are already doing the work, usually for free.
Friends, family, peers.
The peers. They call this group a buffer. Their whole job is to stand between a vulnerable person and the administrative bloat of the system.
And unlike a professional who clocks out at 5, this frontline it's 204/7.
It's life. The text describes their care as anchored in truth, even mentioning God's providence. There's a spiritual dimension to it.
It's about protecting the person's spirit from getting crushed by the process.
And that's because, in their view, the institution only sees cases, but this frontline, it sees the signal.
Okay, let's unpack that metaphor, because it's the title, Signal in the Statics. The static is the crisis, right? The symptoms, the chaos.
Yes, that's what the system is designed to detect and really to suppress.
But the argument here is that behind all that noise, there's the signal.
The person. They argue that within people who get written off as severe cases, there's often genius creativity and intellectual depth.
I love that phrase they use, the masterpiece within the shards.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mission isn't to fix something broken, it's just to clear the static so you can see what's already there.
But you have to be practical. You can't just support someone's genius if their living situation is falling apart.
And they know that. The manifesto shifts from this very high-level spiritual talk to very grounded logistics. They talk about critical infrastructure repairs.
You can't have an awakening if your roof is leaking.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that leads to their funding model, which is, honestly, it's subversive.
They completely reject institutional money.
They have to, because in their view, that money comes with strings. Reporting, diagnostic codes. That is the static.
So to keep this signal clear, they have to decouple from the whole machine.
Which is why they turn to things like crowdfunding. They mention buy me a coffee, specifically.
It sounds so small, but the idea behind it is huge.
It's a total paradigm shift.
Yeah.
It's direct to frontline support. The money goes right to fixing the apartment or supporting the peer with no administrative bloat.
So you're building a system on trust, not on regulation.
Exactly. And it all comes back to that central theme of autonomy. They're building a space where the person is actually in control.
It makes you question the whole narrative. We're taught to trust the professional, the person in the white coat.
But this piece suggests that the person closest to you, the friend, the peer, they might hold the key.
Because they're the only ones actually looking for the genius, not just the symptom.
Which leaves you with a pretty provocative question. If the system sees a problem to be managed, but a peer sees a talent to be unleashed, does real recovery depend less on the treatment and more on who is doing the looking?
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thanks for breaking this down with us. We'll see you on the next deep dive.